video, I've been asked in the comment section something I've never even thought about doing, but it made sense. I said, wow, I kind of did a review on all of these belts, and one thing I didn't do was show how they were displayed. So I'm just going to start opening the cabinet. And so as a collector, I never imagined myself collecting belts at all. I just wanted one, and it was like potato chips. Couldn't just have one, so I had to go for the gusto. I don't have a lot, but I collect a lot of things, and belts just happen to be something that I figured I would maybe get 2, and then that turned into like 5, 6, 7. I have 7 belts, and I think that's where I'm gonna stop because I kind of running out of space where I would like to display them. And I may even trade one in or sell one. I mentioned this Big Gold. It grew on me. I really didn't like it at first. In the videos I spoke of this because of designs. It is bigger than the Fandu plate size, just a little bit. But I mentioned that I like unique things, and on the back of this belt is a crocodile. I like the crocodile for whatever reason. That's just something that I think does complement the belt very well. I do not like that it's flat, but this thing has grown on me for some odd reason. But if I sell this, I will potentially get a Andre 87 from Fandu cabinet that it's in. Nothing too out of the ordinary from how people display theirs, but I'm just, I guess, point out some things about each belt. Now, even specify like which is the best. I'm not going to even delay, but Big Gold is definitely, when I first purchased this belt from Fandu, I read all of the reviews, and from what they were saying, I knew it was going to be something that would really satisfy for what I was looking for, in something that was very authentic. And this belt is very heavy. All the specifics I'll link some of the descriptions of my other reviews. This was something that I purchased from Fandu from a standpoint of this belt was so heavy, you would have to get a nice display bar or bracket there that will hold the backing of this, because with this loose type of Fandu with their faux style strap, that's one of the things I like about this cabinet, is that you have it supports all of the belts very well. But with the weight of this one, great job. That's just Fandu in all its glory. I mentioned before as well, I was an Ultimate Warrior fan when I kind of really started watching regularly back in the day. And the purple belt was something that neon color was one of the many that he used to profile in that character form. So that's Big Gold in all her splendor. This is one of the most recent ones that I just purchased, and I was really disappointed because I wasn't thinking, but again, this is another homage to like the Warrior here. This is the stiffer polyurethane belt. Not a big deal there, but I overlooked, and I guess the strap was a bit more important to me than the plate. But this 2mm plating here, and man, when I saw the dual belt of this, I really felt like I made a mistake, because the dual belt of the silver and the gold, and if I'm gonna go back up here to Fandu's, the Big Gold, which I mentioned before, everybody identifies this with Ric Flair. But in this one, the stunning beauty of the craftsmanship and everything of this belt, it just outweighed anything that would have been imperfect on the belt. And I'm going to say that you see the dual plating. I mean, that's the point of where I was going with this. I really like belts that, not always, but to me, it gives it a nice different dimension and depth to the belt. I mean, that silver backing back there pushes these letters right out at you. And those little details like that are important to me. And I overlooked that when I purchased this belt here. They had a sale, and the sale got me, and I purchased this particular belt. And I actually do think it's an all gold plate. It looks very nice, and it is beautifully done and plays well off of this They're calling it blue. I call it turquoise. To me, that globe is blue. But some people, I know with different hues, they may call this blue. But, you know, I'm just going off what the shop calls it. WWE shop is where I purchased this from. And blue is what it's been called. Got your side platings there. And like I said, this is turquoise, or I would even consider this like a green, like turquoise, like green. And so, man, when I saw the dual plating, it was stunning. Did not get it because it was just on the black strap only. And I didn't feel like going through the extra mile to like change the strap. So I just, you know, for the most part, just kept it simple and easy and just went with this. But I mean, great classic champions or legends wore this belt outside of the Warrior. So that was another reason why I wanted to add this one to the collection. But didn't foresee buying it, but I have it. And that would be the WW. It used to be the WWF, but it's WWE now. And down here, this was really like the second belt I purchased, but this was the first belt I purchased from the WWE. And as I mentioned before, some things about this belt, it did grow on me. And I think what it is I like big belts, and this belt here is definitely like a massive plate. And I think it just works well. I got ruby red crowns is something I always kind of find myself gravitating towards. And that is it in all its splendor. Crocodile backing, pretty unique. Still haven't decided if I'm gonna keep this one or just add another belt to the collection. I do not know. And at the bottom here, this was like a third belt that I've purchased altogether. But the first belt, that's a WCW belt. I wanted something that was of a type of classic, and WCW, of course, were notorious rivals before they got brought out by WWE, WWWF, and I wanted a tag team belt because, in my opinion, be something that was of a great design. This belt here did it for me. And the side plating, and I favor belts heavily that have color in them. I like color, I like globes, and how can you go wrong with having like a Mr. Atlas on there some kind of way that shows strength, and the decorative pattern that's going on in here. This belt, to me, from a design perspective, they just knocked it out of the park. Down, because I forgot I have a stand up there, but this is the first belt that I actually purchased. And it sits up here in this cabinet for a reason, because it's the cheapest out of all of them. It's probably tarnishing up there, but that's a kind of homage to me, of me kind of buying into the wrestling belt. It says international champion up there. And I was pretty happy with it when I first purchased it, but then as I started to graduate to the big boys, these things knocked that out of the park. On the right-hand side, didn't think about putting any lights in these at all. I'm just being lazy, but I think that would kind of make these pop. The fact that I have them is satisfactory enough, so I didn't do anything extra to highlight them in this case. But once again, that's the four boys there and where they sit. This belt came off of eBay that I love, and what's represented in what I consider to be a champion. I have a mixed collection, and you have die-cast cars and some sports memorabilia, comics. I'm all over the place with my collections, but insignia on it because from the person I purchased it from, you could use this for whatever you want from a particular standpoint of different divisions because of that. Wrestling associated anyway. And I'm just gonna pan so you can, it's a rifle casing, but you know, you can find these online through eBay too. They're excellent. I love these because they're kind of, you can see right there where if you did use this for what the intent is for a gun or a rifle, that's where it would be held right there. But you can also use it like how I'm displaying this here. And it's something I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it's it's one of those belts that you don't hear too much about. And I guess because of who manufactures it, but it's a Series 1. And this belt was a I was attracted to it because of the continents here, and everything is represented. And I mentioned and compared that only to like the Andre belt, the Andre 87 belt, and China, Mexico, Australia, America, Canada, Britain, and then you have over there Germany, Mexico, and France is over here. So I'm out of order on that, but you get the idea. These plates, this is like I was happy with this belt too, because what attracted me in the description was that it's 4 millimeters thick, heavy belt, and the globe, I thought the coloring, I like a lot of inking and colors. To me, that just makes a belt stand out. And forgive me, I'm not going to take this out of the case because it's at the top here in this room. And it's the gold tip there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Snap box. And coming across, you get an idea. And I've done a review. I love it. It's an excellent display. It just fits. Like if I got a Andre belt and tried to put that in here with that massive plate size, it would not fit. So this was right on the money. It's just from top to bottom, it lays in there perfectly. And those plates, even the center plate, all have like a slight curve to them, more so the center plate. But this is a nice belt design by Series 1, and I love it. The globe, even how that oval shape and the design properties and the characteristics of this belt is another one of my favorites. And everybody always, you hear people say, oh, what's your favorite belt? It's so hard to choose. I mean, I am going to say which and why I think, which is the next belt we're about to show, which is the last belt. But this one is, especially how it fits in this room, it's definitely a favorite of mine. And I don't ever see selling this one at all. That banner there, how that folds. I mean, great design, man. Excellent design. The crown there, Series 1. The banners around that side plating, beautiful. Look at the inking there, done to represent those flags. I mean, this belt looks very regal. 2 points up there, excellent design. So on to the very last one. And there it is in all its splendor and glory. Would you say this would probably be my favorite belt? You are damn right. Big Gold, yes, but as an equal contender, this one I think outdoes Big Gold for me. And here's why. It's displayed just as the Series 1. I'm not gonna bother taking it out. This one I had to get a little creative with, and I'll explain how I did that. So here's the rifle casing that could also be used. This belt, because it's faux leather, it works very, very well, because you can see the leather bends there and it bends there, because this belt definitely has a nice lengthy strap. And look at, I don't have to say anything about this belt. This is the Bob Backlund, the WWWF Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt. And as ornate as you can want to get a belt, this also was a dual-plated belt, and I struggled with whether I wanted to get the silver and the gold, but I wound up going with the actual. Let me try to do this. So this is how this works. You mount it on the wall, and you have these clips here that you can actually lock, and then this comes up as such. So this will be a better way to film this without the glare. I'm just try to hold this up as much as I can. So I'm gonna pan, and the belt really needs no explanation. It's just exquisite in every way. And vintage, has a vintage history to it. You don't see it anymore, but look at that huge eagle. Look at the gold. Look at all of the heavy texture, the jeweling, the grapplers. I mean, this is, to me, how, and I wish some more belts would come out that are just reflective of, like, you rock a hard championship like this. Canada, Israel, you never see Israel depicted on these damn, belts at all. England, of course. Japan, you don't usually see. France is there. Italy, but point being, man, I mean, crown jewel of the collection for sure. And this was the one of, the last belts outside of the WWE belt that I purchased. And need I say more? So I had to get creative with this because this belt, faux leather, and it has, the way it's sitting in here, I had to actually affix 2 extra pieces to hold the strap. So generally when you buy these cases, the rifle case comes with the 2 holsters right there that will cradle the gun. But just to have it sit in here properly as well, I had to actually get creative, and I think I'm pretty crafty when I need to be, and I knew it would need some more support to hold the strap like this. And this is it for the most part. I really love how the blue goes with these red backings. These cases come in maple, do come in like a cherry wood, I think a oak, and this black that I have here. And to me, black classic was always good. I'm in the basement right now, and this was not planned, but I like how the red wall that I have down here, it complements the red backdrop that's in the casing here. And I'm not sure if that's interchangeable or not, but the Bob Backlund, this WWF belt, that beautiful flag up there. I mean, I'm not gonna, like I said here, I did a video on this, so I'll try to link these in and you can get the full detail, but this is a video on how these belts are displayed. I do have room to actually do another, but don't know, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here now, and with, like I said, the other things I collect. At some point in time for me, you just have to have a limit, and I think my 7 belts or 6 is a cutoff point for me. This is the belts in all their glory and how I display them. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like and comment, and if you have some other unique ways of how you display your belts, I'll be interested in seeing them, because I know some people have the whole room that are filled with belts, and man, I certainly wish I could go there, because like just collecting one, it's difficult to stop. But I get why a lot of people certainly go the distance. There you have it. Thank you much for watching the video. Like, share, and comment.